friends, it's Kathy Clement with Kathy by Design, and I'm just here. I got a little happy mail. This is from my friends at Your Creative Studio. I had done an unboxing for them, I think in February, and they must have liked what I did because they sent me another box, which is so fun. I haven't opened this one yet. I thought we would open it together and then maybe make a little something together. So let's open this up. This is how their boxes come in these really nice little storage boxes. These fit so nicely on a shelf, and everything is always really securely taped. So let me see if I can figure out how to get in. Here we go. Here's their little card. Your Creative Studio. There we go. It's ycv.com is their web address. And they always have this pretty little tissue paper with a beautiful seal. I like to save the tissue paper because it's great to use in a junk journal. And a lot of this stuff would be considered junk journal supplies, but as you saw last time, even if you're a card maker, these are fun to use. Okay, let's see what we got. This says, find the memory. I don't know what the theme is. I don't know what's inside, so we're just going to explore. This looks like a bunch of really cool ephemera bits. I love little bits like this. There's so much you can do with it. And these all look really nice and vintage. I like that some of them are white because then you can add ink and customize them to go with your project. They're nice and thick. They almost have a fabric feel. They're really neat material. So those are great. I'm going to put these over here. This says cling stamp, and it looks like it's a train. So maybe this is a train thing. Maybe this is masculine this time, which would be really fun. Let's see. Oh, yep, there you go. An old style locomotive. Isn't that cute? Can you see that? I'm going to hold it up. There we go. Really nice detail. That's fun. So it looks like it's a masculine collection. Here's an engine, it looks like. I love these craft envelopes that the stuff comes in. I try to save them because they're a great little addition to a project. Yep, there's the engine. How fun is that? This looks like another stamp. This looks like maybe it's a... I'm not a train person, so I don't know what you would call that. Looks like maybe it's the coal car. Oh, look. Oh, really pretty. That's a really great image. And this is a circular image, so that's fun. This is the railway station, and this is a travel themed stamp, so that's cool. And let's see, this says this is washi tape. Let's see what this looks like. Oh, it's just a really great geometric pattern and great vintage colors, so that's nifty. Ooh, another washi tape. I love washi tape. Let me see if I can find the end so I can open this out so we can see it better. Sometimes it's hard to tell when it's on the roll. Get this started. Put this down on my white mat. Oh yeah, that's neat. It's like railway maps and stations and ephemera. That's cool. That's nifty. All right. And this is, I'm not sure. Let's open it up and see. These look like really cool little, yep, this is another nifty little package of, these look like stickers. Oh, look guys, this is cool. These are like postage stamp stickers. Oh, neat. All travel themed. That's cool. I like those. And then this looks like journal cards. Yep, these are journal cards. These are great for adding layers. Oh, this is going to be really fun. I like making masculine cards. All right, and then we've got these neat seals with the locomotive on it. And this is a globe map, it says. That's cool. This is another little sticky note pad. I like these because you can break these off and you can tuck them into a small pocket. So these are cool. Love, love. This says it's old newspaper. So these are like 3x3 squares that are great for adding layering elements. Oh, it's like vellum, y'all. This is vellum squares. This is beautiful. Oh, how fun. Okay, those are neat. This is a sticky note pad with travel plan. That's super cute. And then here's the paper. Whoops. Let's open this up. This is beautiful. What a great masculine box. Look at these wonderful. This is like rice paper. It's really neat. It's thin, but it's really strong. This is great for journaling, for making an art journal. So maybe that's what we'll do. Maybe we'll make like a little junk journal kind of project this time around. Really pretty. Wow. All right. So that's the box. I'm going to have to put my thinking cap on and figure out what we're going to make. And I'll be back in a minute. Or do. So what are we going to make with all those goodies? Well, here we go. This is it, guys. This is a little quick junk journal flip folio. It measures 5.5 by 8.5. It's got this cute elastic button closure, which I'll remove. And on the cover, I took a chipboard frame that I had and I altered it with paint and ink and embossing powders, and it gave it this really great rusty background. This is, of course, the papers and the ephemera from the Your Creative Studio kit. This is a little snippet of an Annette Green lace border. I like this because it makes me think of railroad wheels. So you'll see this used inside, and then just some metal gears and a pocket watch that I had in my stash. And this is one of the Tim Holtz paper doll, chipboard paper dolls, and then also his quote chips. So it opens like this. And then this is an Annette Green postage stamp frame. I just used it to frame this train image. And here's more of those wheels that I told you about, a little turn tab up here. I didn't do a lot. This paper is really pretty, and so I left it like this. Over here on this page, another little Annette Green lace border, postage stamp from the Your Creative Studio kit, another little postage stamp frame, and then I created this little flip turn page. So you can add photos in here, or you can just enjoy this as a lookbook. Honestly, I like them as lookbooks, but where I just hold them and look at the images in the paper. All right, so then this flips open yet again. This is one of the envelopes that I think stamps or ephemera came in. And I stamped this up with archival jet black, and I didn't use a block or anything. I just put the stamp down with my hand. This has a magnet behind it. It opens like this. There's the flap where I glued it to the page, and then I decorated this little part. So you've got this flap in here where you can put special stuff. And I put my magnet here, and there's a magnet back behind this ephemera piece. I framed our traveling lady with another one of Annette's postage stamp frames. This is ephemera from the kit that I just strung like a banner. Here's a little postage stamp that I stuck up in the corner. And then these are the embossed seals that I put there back to back as a turn tab. Let me see, what else? Yes, here's another one of these little flip pieces. Super cute. And here I put the ephemera bits back to back as turn tabs, and another little frame. This time I used the inside of a bigger frame, and I matted the postage stamp frame on top of it, so you can write a little something there. Then this flips out again. This is really fun. I liked the packaging very much for some of the little things that came in the package. I think this had the 3x3 squares in it. So I traced it onto craft paper, I scored lines, and I made this cute little magnetic folio to hold some of these cute note cards you can write on the back. And then up here, I created another one. This one has a tie closure, and this flips down. So here are the sticky notes. So just kind of fun. And I like having places to write things down. I know everybody uses their phones, but for me, honestly, if I write with a pencil or a pen, I'm about 5 times more likely to remember. It's like it etches it in my brain better. Here's the button closure on the inside. You can see I just threaded the elastic through the button and then punched a hole. So the button keeps the elastic from going through the hole, but it also really looks cool. And then this is just a little junior steno pad that, or a junior legal pad that I dressed up with some of the papers and ephemera bits and stamps. This sits inside a slash pocket. And so the cool thing about this is you can pull it out and replace it with a new one if you happen to fill this one up. So, and then on the pocket, you can see I used a whole bunch of the papers and ephemera bits. So that's what we're going to make today. This is a really fun, really quick little flip folio junk journal type project. So let me get my stuff together and we'll go to work. All right, guys, I've got a little idea in my head. I thought it would be fun to make a sort of a little travel folio, and so not too big, something you could kind of take with you on a vacation. So I started out with an 11 by 8.5 piece of heavy craft cardstock. This is 110 pound, and I scored this at 5 1/4. Then I scored in a 1/2 inch spine, and then it's 5 1/4. So basically 5 1/4 and 5 3/4 is where you're going to score. So that's the first part. Then I brought in another piece of craft cardstock, and this one I trimmed to 10 1/2. It is also 8.5 inches, and I scored this at 1/2 and 1 6. And then I've got score tape on this 1/2 inch flap, and I'm just folding this flat so it's easy to join, and I'm going to line this up, making sure I'm nice and even. That looks good. And then I'm just going to flip this over and join these two pieces together. So now here's another 1/2 inch spine, and this piece folds inside. And this is our basic little travel folio. And it folds out like this. Then I took a 5 3/4 by 5 3/4 inch piece of this same heavy cardstock, And I scored a 1/2 inch on the left and a 1/2 inch on the bottom. And we're going to trim this corner out where those 2 scored lines meet. And then we're going to fold and burnish or crease those folds really well. Then I'm going to bring in my trimmer. And I want to line this up at 1.5 and 1.5 and just cut. So we made a little slash pocket here. I wanted this to have kind of high sides on it so that, you know, if you're traveling, you can put stuff in there and you don't have to worry about it falling out. So I'm going to put this back on my scoring tool. I'm just going to score a little 1/4 inch right here. Fold this in. Trim that out. And see, now stuff won't fall out of this little open side here. I want to bring in my washi tape. And I want to use this one that's kind of the, it's got the travel images on it. And we're going to run this. That's the nice thing about washi tape, is that you don't have to worry about mitering corners. Let's take this piece and put it right here. Isn't that neat? I love how this paper looks. It's really cool. And I sized the journal so that we don't have to cut the paper, because I'm feeling lazy today. That is nice, my friends. You can see I put washi tape all the way around on both sides, and I wrapped the spines with it too, just to cover this. And now we're going to work on this inside piece. And I've got some Distress Collage Medium. I'm just going to put this down on my pocket. Then I'm going to come in with these little squares. And I'm doing small sections at a time. Because this stuff dries really fast. And now what I've got is some of these little labels. I'm going to lay these around the outside edge. Kind of cute. I thought this was a fun idea. Okay, so you can see I've covered all of my panels. This one you have to trim a little bit, but the rest fit perfectly. So there we go. And this will be, let me see. Maybe we'll do it like this, where this is the front cover. That could be kind of fun. I need to add another piece of my paper right here. And I'll just pick one and do it really quickly so you can see. I don't want to use the train. See how perfectly they fit? So you can just ink this up. With a little, this is Gathered Twigs Distress Ink. And this is one of the really thin sheets. This is not one of the thick sheets. I like that there are thin ones and thick ones, because that means you can vary the dimension of a page, and I think it's going to make everything fit together well. So I just used my collage medium. I got a nice bunch of it on my brush. This stuff dries very fast. So I keep a wet sponge handy so that I can do like that. Then I also use the sponge, kind of like putting down wallpaper, because this is so thin, and I just want to make sure that I've got all the bubbles and things out. So there's that. So I liked the packaging, that these note cards came in so much that I decided to copy it. And I traced around the packaging, which I have some here on my messy desk. And I just made it a little bit longer to make a note card holder. And I want to turn this upside down, so our note cards will be in it like this. Really fun. So we want to cover our craft paper. Again, I'm just going to use this collage medium because I've got it out and the jar is almost empty. And if I don't use it, it will dry out and then it's no good. So what you can do is just trace the packaging onto craft paper and add a little bit to the height, and you'll be right where you need to be.
My Lord is like cool spring wind when I am tired, laden. My Lord is like cool blue pond when I am hot and fading. My Lord's my strength, the reason I try. Though times are hard coming, my Lord's my pillow, which I lay my head, and I will answer his beckon.
I grabbed this cute little passport charm from my stash. I'm just going to tie a little bow here. So now you can slip this out, grab your travel note, or untie this actually. and tear off your travel note. And this will glue down right here. And I'm going to use washi tape for this. Ideally, you would want to let this little folio dry overnight or something before you start doing all the rest of this. But in the interest of time, I'm just forging ahead because there's always more to do than there are hours in the day to do it. But I thought this would be a fun little, I mean, even if you don't do it masculine like I'm doing it, you could do a really girly one, and that would be fun. Look how cute that is. I love that. All right, then the other thing that I did, let me see if I can find it. Oh yeah. So once again, I traced the same packaging, which is somewhere here on my desk. I just can't see it at the moment. Only this time I took about half of this notepad and scored and folded, and you can see I made some mistakes. You can see the extra score lines, but once we add our paper, you'll never know. So first thing I'm going to do is set my magnets. These are basic gray adhesive magnetic discs, and I think you can still get them at Joann's. They are my favorites because they're very, very thin, but they are also very, very strong. So you take the opposite and it will go right to. Line everything up the way you want it to be, and then press that into place. And you'll notice that I had my little book in there so that everything was level. And then I just like to take a little piece of score tape, or you could use washi tape even, to make sure those stay put. All right. Let's take some of these vellum sheets, and I'm just going to put adhesive down here. Let's take this dark one. I'm going to center it over and kind of smoosh it out. And this is my dries clear adhesive, so it will, in fact, dry clear. All right. I'm just going to trim the flap this time. I'm going to do the same thing. I've trimmed this to 3 1/8. So now we just need to fold this again. I love the way the vellum wrinkled like that. That's pretty cool. And this little guy's just going to sit in here. And this is going to fold up. Well, this is going to fold down. This is going to fold up. And this is going to glue down here. Before we do that, let's take some of our postage stamps. These are great. They're matte. They almost look like a rub-on. That's really fun. All right, and I'm going to glue this down now. The only other thing I want to show you before I just go ahead and decorate it was I took these pieces of craft cardstock, and these are 4 1/4 inches wide by 9 3/4 inches tall, and I've scored them at about 4 5/8 to make these little flip folios. I just want to show you how to add this button closure. So I've got this elastic thread, and I put both ends through the button and just tied a simple like crossover knot in the back, and then punch the hole. Run the 2 ends of the thread through the hole like that. And now you're going to run the thread. Let me see. May not fit. I may have to choose another button. I really liked the way this button looked, but I don't think the thread's going to fit through. But you get the idea. You're going to run the, yeah, the holes are too small. I'm going to have to choose another button, but you're going to run the hole through here and then tie another knot. And then you'll be able to wrap this around the journal. All right, let's take a look at the inside of this now that it's all finished up. I added some more of the postage stamps and ephemera bits here. This is just exactly the way it is. I changed this out so there's no knot here because we have to be able to open this little flap. And this top sheet, now I can remove it because it did get a little bit messed up because the glue was still slightly wet. So now we just tie this like a regular bow. This is so cute. There's so many places to write things down and journal. I really like the design of this little folio. Over here, I took one of Annette Green's postage stamp frames and just framed the locomotive and added one of her base borders down here. And then up here, I put 2 of the postmarks back to back as a turn tab. And then this is our little flap page. So cute. Another little postage stamp frame. And then this is fun. I took one of the envelope packages and I stamped it with the train stamps. Put one of the postage stamp frames over this traveling lady. Covered up my magnet with one of the ephemera bits. And then there's room here for a photo, and you can tuck little secret things in here, but it's magnetic, so it doesn't flap down. So that's kind of a fun little feature, I think. And then this folds in, and this folds in, and this folds over. And let me bring in my frame. I took a chipboard frame that I had in my stash. I altered it with some paint and some embossing powder, and we're going to put this down on the front, but I prepared sort of an outside frame around it using various postage stamps and things. My glue is not completely set up on this. You probably just heard one of those gears go flying. But again, in the interest of time, I'm going to just get this put down. See how neat that looks? And then these are just gears and a, let me see. Hopefully that will stick this time. Gears that I had in my stash, a little pocket watch I had in my stash, some of these little quote tags from Tim Holtz and one of his chipboard paper dolls. I thought this guy looked great with the whole train thing. So I'm going to handle this very carefully because the glue hasn't set yet. But I'm going to show you how. Unwind this. You can see I threaded my elastic through this button and then I tied a knot. I left the ends long and tied the knot the second time. And this fits right here to hold everything closed. And then the little ends just dangle down. I'm not going to do any sort of a dangle charm or anything on this since it's a masculine project, but there you go. Very fun. This is the January, yes, the January Create Your Creative Studio subscription box. I hope you enjoyed seeing how I put this little folio together. I had a lot of fun with it. It's really fun to be doing some vintage grungy projects again. It's been a while since I've done those. So that's it for me, Kathy Clement, Kathy by Design. I'll put links on my blog and I'll put the link to my blog in the description box so you can find the supply list. Thanks for joining me. Go get your craft on. Bye.
My Lord is like cool spring wind when I am tired, laden. My Lord's like cool blue pond when I am hot and fading. My Lord's my strength, the reason I try. Though times are hard coming, my Lord's my pillow, which I lay my head, and I will answer his beckon.